well as, the praise. So that's a good one for the Newspaper Association. Well, let's continue on what's trending. Taking reactions emanating from the resolution reached to resolve the political crisis in Rivers State. On Monday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu met with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, and Fubara, the Governor of Rivers State, at the State House in Abuja, where both men agreed to end the political feud between them. In the 8-point resolution signed by Fubara, Wike, and other Rivers stakeholders, it was agreed that all impeachment proceedings against the governor should be dropped immediately. Well, line item number 3 on the resolution says that Martin Amehule should be recognized as the speaker, while the 27 lawmakers who defected to the APC should be taken back as members of the assembly. Well, the listing reactions, let's take some. This is from Academia, who wrote, Sim is walking a slippery terrain. APC wants a juicy Rivers. Last, the 25 men to retain their seats as APC members will soon impeach the governor, and the federal government will withdraw his security. Like Ikemefuna, the president should not have a hand in it because of his legacies, and Wike needs not jump the process of an acceptable godfather. Olije wrote, why didn't President Tinubu ask that the decamped House of Assembly members go back to the PDP? He only wanted Wike's speaker to be recognized and to make Sim a ceremonial governor. Sim got nothing. This may all be a planned defection tactic to the APC by Wike and Fubara. Well, Daniel Wala wrote, the people of Rivers State should disown the so-called directive, which is in itself illegal, unconstitutional, and null and void. Well, yesterday we took that video of our day, my day. He actually posted that video. If we can take that up, he made his own song.
Day your day, make I day my day. I done day with my day. How far with your day? I done day my day. How far with your day? I don't talk about. See that first half victory, the artificial. In the second half, there will be change of tactics. There will be substitution. There will be pressure on the referee. There is fudgy time. That fudgy time now to buy time so that Sir Alex Ferguson will manipulate the result in favor of Manchester United. That's exactly what has happened in Rivers. Unfortunately, Fubara, by agreeing to this agreement, he has successfully signed his political death warrant. On to the next one.
Right. Daniel Wala basically summed it up. On to the next one. He has sealed his political death warrant. Or like the other Twitter user alluded to, it might be a planned tactic for them to defect to the APC. What is going on here? The PDP say nothing at this point.
So the truth is, yes, and I see the line of thought
on that
Twitter user saying it might be a planned tactic for both of them to defect, because either ways, I know there's a defection amongst both of them. I don't know who's going to happen first. And I said this a couple of days ago here, that will it push one of them to defect? Because it's looking too good to be true.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, then they have this deal. This deal is political coffin for Fubara. So I don't even know who prepared this agreement. And Fubara appended his signature to it, except, like some people say, he will do the Aburi U-turn. We all know historically the Aburi U-turn, that most of the things were agreed in Aburi were reneged upon once they got back to Nigeria. Except Fubara will do the Aburi U-turn. If he's not doing it, this is political suicide for him. Because look at it, all matters in court be withdrawn. Proceedings against the governor of this Rivers State be dropped. It's a lie. Foul.
But it's number 3.
You will have 27 lawmakers that you are saying they should reinstate in the APC. Lawmakers that as of 2 days ago wanted to impeach you is because they didn't have the court backing.
Absolutely.
And you think they will leave you alone? Foul. Except both of them they know what the game they are playing. Just like some people had posted in the past that for a succession to happen between Wike and Amechi, because it was too good to be true to have two Ikwere people come back to back. that probably a fight was state managed, which I don't want to believe, but some people have posited that in political strategy, except that is what is happening now. Because with this, they are going to go for Fubara's jugular, and Fubara is out of the game, and they are going to consolidate on Rivers. So it's all looking too good to be true. We'd like to see the game. In all of this, you asked a very important question. Where is PDP?
Yes.
I announced to you, like I said to Mr. Olugbodinho yesterday, PDP has been played out. And Wike has destroyed, has Maradona'd PP to the extent that, you know what Wike has done to PDP? He has Maradona'd them by dribbling them, and to capital, he has done the hand of God on PDP. That's what Maradona did. The hand of God, 86 World Cup, scoring with hand, which is foul. That's what Wike has done to PDP. And PDP cannot respond. And I don't know what he has on them. So PDP is not even in the picture. Yeah. Because I was thinking that when the fight started, Fubara would have even lied with some of some PDP case stakeholders. Yes. He was not contacted. He was not ready to talk. He said he was going to talk to some of them. Conversation was not had. So what he has done is he's Wike 100, PDP 0.
Absolutely, that's what.
If he gets away with this, and they defect, is nobody will have wrecked the prospect of a political party like Wike.
I missed a part of your interview with Robert Clark. I mean, I understand that he evaded most of the questions. I mean, I missed it because I was preparing for the show.
Let's be realistic, Oji. What President Tinubu did, I'm not in support of it. You cannot say people.
That's the main question
that the
here.
Constitution said that once you leave, you should, vacate your seat. Then the president is saying, go and accept and reinstate.
This
is wrong. You are overruling the Constitution. So, but he couldn't own up to that.
That's
but let's be except Wike and Fubara are both playing a tactical game. If Fubara uses Kuro I to sign this, a scientist dead wire. I concur with Daniel Boala.
Absolutely.
And Wike came back strong in Fegi time.
Strong. All right.
No, this is suicide.
Well,
Real Sociedad.
Let's take another story then. The Minister of Women Affairs
in River State have signed a peace agreement at the presidential villa. An 8-point communique which includes Governor Sim Fubara reconciling with defecting lawmakers was reached at the end of a marathon meeting with the president. The truce was initiated by President Bola Tinubu between the governor and his predecessor, as well as the Minister of the Capital Territory, Wike. In a released communique after the closed-door meeting, key directives were issued to resolve the political impasse in the state. These directives include the immediate withdrawal of court cases by Governor Fubara, dropping of impeachment proceedings against the governor, recognition of the House against the governor, recognition of the House of Assembly leadership and reinstatement of benefits, autonomy for legislative activities, and the representation or representation of the 2024 state budget. Additionally, the communique states that names of resigned commissioners will be resubmitted for approval, and there is a clear rejection of a caretaker committee for local governments. Right, Rufai, I'd asked at some point when will this crisis come to an end in River State, and people were not able to put a time to it. It looks like the president has come in, and there's now a ceasefire, or perhaps a total, shaking of hands and peace, promoting peace in River State. Your take on this 8-point communique that's come out from that meeting?
So, I'll tell a story. Prior to the start of the Second World War, a certain Adolf Hitler was raging everywhere. He wanted to take up a little portion of a place called Sudetenland. And the British Prime Minister then, and some other European leaders, thought they got a deal with Adolf Hitler when they said, Adolf Hitler, is it only Sudetenland you want? He said, yes. He said, okay, go ahead and take it. And the likes of the Chamberlains of this world thought they got a deal with Adolf Hitler. But once Adolf Hitler tasted that victory for taking Sudetenland, he wanted to take the whole of Europe. He took the might of the Allied forces and the likes of Churchill saying, we're going to fight him on the beaches, we're going to fight him everywhere in Normandy. We will never surrender. We will never ever surrender. To finally fight Adolf Hitler and defeat him when the war ended in 1945. And Churchill famously said something. He said, an appeaser is someone that gives the crocodile meat, hoping the crocodile will eat him last. What Governor Fubara has just done is appeasement. And Wike has gained from this ceasefire. And Wike is going to go at him and hurt him bad when it's the time. He's lost the plot. The president coming in, this is the second time the president is going to come into this matter. And check through the 8-point agreements. A lot of constitutional violations. I'm sorry, with due respect, the president should not be in the vanguard of violating our constitution. The constitution is clear about when people defect, what should happen to them. You're saying they should restate them? Commissioners that voluntarily resigned, that we saw their resignation letter, you say they should reinstate them? Let me now go to the president. You know why a lot of people hail the president and how he built his political capital? Was when he was in Lagos State and he had to start the mind of the federal government when he went ahead to go and create local governments, LCDs. And they were in court and the federal government thought they were going to punish Lagos State, but he kept on running the state without them. He won the case in court and those monies were paid back. That's why people respected the president today. This will have been Governor Fubara's own fight for liberation. And Governor Fubara should remember that he's the leader of his subnational. Here, with alluding to all of this, it disappointed a lot of people that fought for him. Okay, where do you want to put the likes of Ehie, the speaker that stood with him, that has been going everywhere with him? Where do you want to put the likes of them Boma Goodhead that came out openly to speak for him? Where do you want to put them? You've set all of them back. You've disgraced all of them. And you think this appeasement will stop Governor Wike Once Governor Wike knows, former Governor Wike knows that he had gotten you to sign this, how can he well go ahead and impeach you? You want to reinstate those 27 lawmakers that attempted to impeach you in the first place, and you think by just a sheet on a piece of paper that they say the first line, stop any impeachment process, they are going to stop? Never. Gentlemen's agreements are made by gentlemen. Politicians are not gentlemen. This is a fight for power. And Governor Wike is fighting all out. What we expected Governor Fubara to have done is to assert himself. If care is not taken, I might be wrong, and I put a caveat there. This might be the beginning of the political death of Governor Fubara. Pending his signature on such a deal like this, people hardly come out of this. You stand your ground. You assert yourself. You were the one that was violated. You were the one that was victimized. Why will your lawmakers from your party defect in the first place? With the mindset of, impeaching you. And you still go ahead because you want peace to reign. I go back as I wrap up to the words of Winston Churchill. An appeaser is the one that gives the crocodile meat, hoping the crocodile will eat him last. What Governor Fubara did was appeasement. And in war strategy, appeasement does not work.
All right, I believe the winner in this is this the first or second round of this fight? I think the second round, second time they're having, that's former Governor Wike, now Minister of the FCT, and Governor Fubara are having a disagreement, political disagreement. The winner in this particular round is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he has emerged as the hero who has come in to have as the arbitrator between both parties and has been able to succeed in coming out with a communique on understanding, on agreement between the two parties who have now agreed to ceasefire. A number of people have asked, is this a ceasefire? Is this the end to the political disagreements, political battles? Is it silence from both parties from here on? Are we going to still have band members sending subliminal messages to the other parties? Are we going to have the running out of town of any individual, or is this now we're shaking hands, this is peace? There's so many things to consider following this meeting that took place in Abuja yesterday at the presidential villa and had in attendance personalities like former governor of Rivers State himself, Peter Odili, had in attendance the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Gbajabiamila, had in attendance the National Security Advisor, Nasir El-Rufai, and the President himself, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, and of course the two parties, former Governor Nyesom Wike and Governor Fubara. And at the end of it all, a number of people have seen the communique that was signed by the parties present, at least some of the parties present, just affirming that they agreed with the 8 directives. There are a lot of things wrong with that. The first question, I have a lot of questions actually this morning. So the first question I want to ask is Nigeria practicing it, is it a true federalism? Because if we're going to keep running to the center to interfere with subnational issues, they were not ready for that. Perhaps we should reevaluate. We talked about whether or not democracy is for Nigeria now, whether federalism is what we're truly practicing. With the way that we have pushed away almost to irrelevance the local government, and now it almost seems as if the state government wants to also be pushed to irrelevance, so that the only time things can make sense or we can resolve issues is when we go to the center, to the president, to come in and wade in, irrespective of the party you belong to, by the way. Because I'm also quite wondering where the PDP come in this matter. Because the best of my knowledge, both parties, Governor Fubara and FCT Minister, are members of the PDP, at least card-carrying members from what we know. We haven't seen or heard of any defection from either party. So they belong to the PDP, but they've gone, obviously you can say that the president is the president to all, and so he has a right. I mean, you can argue that, but there's something not quite, that's quite interesting to see members of the PDP going to the center, an APC government, to resolve issues amongst them. It's almost ludicrous. Then beyond that, you also have seen that there's some things like you mentioned, Rufai, that ought to have been sorted out in the courts, that were taken to the presidency to sort out. What are we doing? What precedent are we setting in this nation or in the system, in the way that we govern? This should raise eyebrows, and I'm glad that some lawyers have come up to speak against this way of resolving matters. This is not a matter between your party members that is just limited to your party. This is of national interest and has constitutional implications. It cannot just be settled over a table. I want them to answer questions that the Rivers people have been asking. Who bombed the State House of Assembly? Why was it demolished following the bombing? If the governor says, oh, because of this and that, why did the 4-member House of Assembly members sit in the government complex and pass the appropriation bill under 24 hours? Why did the other members, 27 members, sit elsewhere and also pass bills? What happens to those bills? Who has the right mace? Is it the mace that was used with the 4 members or the mace in the 27? If the right mace wasn't used in either one of them, who duplicated the mace to sit? These are questions we should ask. This is not just 2 parties or 2 friends fighting. No, this has national implications. This sets precedents for the way that we want to go as a nation, especially in our politics and in our government, in our governance. If we don't sort these issues out, we asked the question again and again to our guests when they came, how do we prevent this lawlessness of when a political godfather is at war with his political godson, the entire state is in disarray, and then anything goes, including bills being passed. Look at that. We'll reinstate, we'll represent the bill again before the House. So many questions. So it puts to nothing the conversation between legal minds as to how constitutionally correct it is for the 27 members who defected to actually vacate their seats. It means that at the end of the day, just go to the center when everything goes awry, whatever is agreed then we come back and we make peace with it. Anyways, congratulations again to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has consolidated his power, a political power, not just in Ondo State where he also waded in, but now in River State, and I believe the next stops where they're calling you is Kano State. Maybe we need to go in there since this is where politicians have decided to sort out their issues. But I believe that rather than coming to a standstill or a ceasefire, there are more questions that ought to be asked, and the good people of River State, who are the key stakeholders in this matter, ought not to keep quiet about these things. We move on to our next story.
I will never disappoint PDP. If I disappoint PDP, I will never have peace in my life. To make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come, he said, no, let me join them, so EFCC will not be against you. You carry the vote of another party, and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person says, no, I have defected. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy. About it. Even when you have spent your 8 years in office, that you continue to pretend to say who becomes who, whatever, in River State. So what is saying? It may happen in Lagos State, but it will not happen in Rivers. As a governor, I will come and go. I can't stop it. I must come and go. What did Kevin left? You never have that saying that you will do this, you will not do that. The day my tenure by the grace of God ends, I go. That's how God wants it. I am not going to impose anybody on this state. I will not do it. You see what happened in Edo State? You see what happened in Edo State? You see what happened in Anambra State? Even in River State, did not happen. Did not happen? There's nothing you can do. People will change. People will, if there's anybody you want to bring in office that you think will do according to what you want, then you must be joking in your life. Then you're not a student of. When I hear people declaring for APC, saying that they want to continue the good job of Mr. President, the good job of people dying every day, the good job of Naira falling every day, I feel so ashamed that we have gone to the level where sacrificing, people will come and say, look, I want to continue the good job of Buhari. What is the good job of Buhari? Of hunger is a good job. Of poverty is a good job. Of insecurity is a good job. Of the economy falling is a good job. It's such a shameful thing.
Don't mind them, don't mind them. Where is he? Don't mind them. Don't mind them, don't mind them. Don't mind them. Both water that way. I said, don't mind them, don't mind them. Don't mind them. I said, don't mind.
taking advantage of your internet system.
The something is this. I have told you, we are watching. And that's the more reason you've told me that there has been a publication where we said about 560 has been arrested. Why is it that in Lagos State we've been able to arrest 2? It's because we are watching and we are monitoring. Because we know it exists. And so as far as we are conscious that there are some people that are trying to take advantage of the general economic situation in the country. Mm-hmm. Yes, defrauding people generally. So we are at alert to guide against the continuous occurrence of such.
I think some of the questions will be, how do people know when they're logging on to an authentic site or the authentic site of the NSCDC? Have you taken steps to ensure that you're not going to a fake site in the process of trying to log on to the real site of the NSCDC?
What I need to tell you is that the top management of the organization, they are more than enough. They are up to the task. Yes, they have constituted.
But you don't know about those measures.
They have constituted a committee. One of the measures is the committee.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. They have constituted a committee. Yes, that reviews what you are just saying virtually on weekly basis. They have sittings virtually on weekly basis. Yes, to sit and ask questions, how to improve, what has happened so far within. They do weekly review of what is happening within the organization internet system.
If the NSCDC were to conduct a recruitment exercise, what will be the process?
Well, the process is normal process. Yes, NSCDC is a public.
What is the normal process?
Is a public service organization.
Yes.
Yes, under Ministry of Interior.
What is the normal process? We're asking this for the benefit of those who are watching and who wish to be a part of an organization, so that if they see any process contrary, they can be on the alert and know that this could be a scam.
Yes, something is. I very much believe, just as all of us are aware, if there should be any recruitment process, I believe all the dailies will carry it for everybody to know. It's not everybody that really have access to this internet.
Is that the normal process?
That's the normal process. Dailies will carry and tell you the website to go into on the internet. Yes, so is because of the economic situation, and I keep wondering if you are jobless, that possibly only God know how you survive. Now somebody asks you to go and bring 400,000 naira or 500,000 naira, and you, without asking question, you went whatever way to raise 400 or 500,000 naira. You need to ask question.
Okay, you say that you've got an intelligence mechanism to track down some of these people who are involved in this scam. What have you done to ensure that all of those means, the websites that exist on the internet, are taken off so that people are not misled?
Well, I am the commandant of Lagos State. The question you are asking can better be answered by my August at Abuja.
You mean you don't know about that?
The mechanism in tracking down these things, I have told you that we have a committee that at the top.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
Yes.
Because you're talking about people who have been defrauded here.
Yes.
You just said now that you have the fattest, is it information gathering process?
Yes.
You just said now that you know about your leadership. You said now you arrested 2 people.
Yes.
And now you cannot say, what is the NSCDC doing? Yeah. Because if you type NSCDC recruitment 2013, you see all kinds of fake, furious websites coming up.
If we are not doing anything, I wouldn't have been able, or my team wouldn't have been able to arrest.
So what are you doing to take off those misleading websites?
Oh, the wrong websites that do not belong to Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps definitely will be automatically closed. And that's just as I've already informed you. Whenever the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps will make publicly known in the dailies the correct website when it is time for recruitment.
What is your website?
But I must let people know, as at now, we are not recruiting.
What's your website?
Yeah?
What is the website of the NSCDC?
The website of NSCDC, yes, will be
I cannot categorically tell you one now. Because
do you have multiple
wait,
websites?
the one we are going to make use of, I'm not the one that is going to create
No,
it.
you see, the question is, what is your website?
Wait.
Okay.
The one that we are going to make use of is going to be made known by my Oga at the top. Yes. I can't announce one now. And my Oga says it's another one.
The NSCDC has multiple websites?
This is something we cannot have multiple websites. But the one that
not the one for employment.
It's not the one for employment.
Not the one for employment.
What is your website now? The one you use normally,
if you
your
want
official
to know
website.
about the NSCDC, what website do you go to?
Okay, if we want to know about NSCDC,
exactly.
as of now.
Exactly.
Okay, www.nscdc.
Yes.
Yes. So that's all.
www.nscdc.
That's
yes.
it? Yeah. That's amazing. Now, the response we got was quite huge, to the extent that it set our Twitter handle on fire. All of us, the entire team, constantly received all kinds of commentary about that particular episode. Well, not to worry, who knows, it may not just be over, but you need to see this.
What is the website of the NSCDC?
The website of NSCDC. The website of NSCDC. The website of NSCDC. The website of NSCDC. I cannot categorically tell you. I cannot categorically tell you. One is going to remain known by. Is going to remain known by my Oga at the top. My Oga at the top. Wait, my Oga at the top. My Oga at the top. That's all. My Oga at the top. My Oga at the top. Wait, my Oga at the top. My Oga at the top. That's all. www. That's all. www. Wait, www. That's all. www. Wait.
What is the website of that?
What a year it was. Who knows what 2014 holds, but it promises to be interesting.
Back. Yes, indeed. Yes, he's here with us, but not with this uniform. If you were expecting to see that same uniform, no, that's not what we have here today. Mr. Fubara is here with us as his Deputy Commandant General, NSCDC. But first of all, good morning. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
And good to see you again after several years.
Yes, sir.
But now, you're not with the uniform, which is what we did ask. So tell us, why?
Because I'm retired.
Okay. So now is retired Deputy Commandant General, NSCDC.
Yes, sir.
So what happened? I mean, how come the promotion came after retirement? Is that the decoration? What's the dynamics?
That's the act of God.
God does work in mysterious ways then, that's they say, right?
Yeah.
But why did they wait this long to do that?
I mean, got to explain that.
You don't want to tell us one now, then your Oga at the top. But I'm sure since that incident, you have received quite a lot of, I don't know how it was like for you after that interview. Did you grant any interviews after that?
No. No direct interview, except I made arrest and I paraded or give information about the arrest.
So you became, will I say, afraid of, were you afraid of the press, or were you suspect, did you hold us in suspicion after that particular interview?
No. Yeah, I didn't have any problem with the press. What happened came the way it came, and so that one didn't really stop my work. I still continue with my work.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what was the reaction for you at work and much after? What was the trajectory like for you?
Yeah, beautiful. People, the name became the great slogans globally. Oga the top, Oga the top. But all the same, it has, to me, it has not impacted my life negatively, no doubt about it. Though from some quarters, they projected it negatively, insultive, but all the same. Yes, one of my cousins, after the program, said, "Brother," I said yes. He said, "Do you like national recognition?" I said yes. He said, "Be ready for national insult, national embarrassment, and whatsoever." I said, "Okay, well, if that is it, okay, no problem." So,
yeah, that's true. With recognition also comes criticisms, and that's what happens. But right now, well, at least for a few moments before you retired, you were the original Oga at the top. How did that feel? I mean, how did that feel?
Well, the Oga at the top?
Yes, I mean, ascending the ranks, through the NSCDC.
Oh, beautiful. The something is, the rank don't just come like that. It has its factors: hard-working, commitment, yes, to duty. Yes, and I believe that's what happened. And the president magnanimously approved. Yes, my minister of interior as well. Yes, and my now the Oga at the top, my commandant general. Yes, the trios. I believe they agreed to say, let him go home with this rank even after retirement.
But
yes.
How about your office? How did they respond to you after that interview?
Oh, beautiful. My office was so, how do I, because there is this dynamics in every organization, because every organization has its ethics and values. Yes, the truth is, many did not really react negatively to say, this man is more like a David in the Bible who was in the bush pursuing vandals at the pipeline. Why must he be the one to come here to tell the website or whatever it is? it was, they didn't react negatively to me, no doubt about that. They didn't react negatively.
You know, because at that time, I mean, I had reached out to the CG about that before that, and he said, no, that you know, he recommended you that we should reach out to you, that you are capable, and that you've done interviews before, that there's no problem whatsoever. He says, of course, why not? Until then, we had an interview, so I thought he might be angry in terms of what happened, but he didn't react negatively, did he?
Yeah. No, there was no negative reaction from him. I learned even there was a group of people that came to ask from him that the first MDA activities. So any other activities could mean any other activities. So and you only to pray. God help you in whichever activity assigned to you apart from your main duty.
So, I mean, it's good to see that so far, everything went so good. But how did you deal with, because there was a lot of negative information too that came through, whether they had been sacked and things like that. Did that didn't affect you or the members?
Nothing like that, nothing happened. Yes, yeah. Because immediately after the interview and I was changed, my principal, that is my commandant general, just asked me to rest. So I was at home for 1 month resting. Then before they now moved me to Oyo State Command.
Did it affect you psychologically?
Definitely, it has to. Yeah, because I've never gone through such in life. But with the word of that, my cousin, I told you, but I know you have a future. Yes, if you are ready for national recognition, be ready for national embarrassment, harassment, insult, and whatsoever. I said, okay, is that so? Fine.
We also got some feedback as well. Some of them were positive, some of them were negative. Some people accused us of trying to finish your career. Some people... So I guess, you know, I don't know if in any way you have also taken a second look at social media, because one of the reasons why that interview went viral was as a result of social media.
Exactly.
Do you have any feelings towards the use of social media?
No, at all. We are in the age. So there's no way we can go back to what it was in the 60s, in the 70s. Also, yeah, we are in the age. And so that one makes people to be more careful.
Are you going to be patenting it? Will you be patenting my Oga at the top? Anybody who has to use it henceforth will have to pay you to use it.
My wife, we have the certificate. My wife did it. We have the patent.
She did?
Yeah.
Smart.
That's a wise woman.
That's in my house.
Oh, yeah. So be careful out there.
The Ministry of Investment and Trade, something like that, did it.
Fantastic.
We have
So people should be careful out there. So if you haven't done the needful, you know what to do.
So from now, anyway, I hear God it all without permission. Namonio.
So
I like that.
That's a good way to go. A good way to end it.
You'll be sharing royalties with us.
I will.
Thank you for coming in. Good to see you again.
Thank you, sir.
And all the best to you. And so, Sherman Buffer now.
crisis in the state are still ongoing. The latest is coming from the Rivers State Elders and Leaders Forum, which comprises former governors, deputy governors, senators, opinion leaders, who lamented that attempts to have audience with the protagonist of the crisis met a brick wall.
After an extensive deliberation and consideration of the issue, the forum resolved as follows. The forum regretted that Governor Siminaye Fubara nor Chief Barrister Wike, neither of them responded to our letters seeking for audience with each of them.
They described as unacceptable attempts to impeach the governor of Rivers State, barely 6 months in office, and urged the Rivers State government to expedite action in rebuilding the demolished State Assembly complex.
Reject the news making the rounds on social media of forum shopping and purchase of legal instruments outside Rivers State to cause crisis in the state. An alleged already written premeditated court ruling by one Justice Donatus Okoro of Federal High Court 8, Abuja, on an ex parte application secretly filed in the night by pro-Wike former lawmakers.
They further stated that the ex parte order by Justice Donatus Okoro to the lawmakers loyal to the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, could have led to widespread violence in the state, but for the timely intervention of the elders.
Because by the time we had about court order, there will be something else today. But we'll have to talk to our youth so we can maintain peace in Rivers State.
We don't want anybody to take advantage or take advantage of the situation and cause mayhem in Rivers State. We have seen things like that in the past. We don't want any bloodbath. But as elders, we are still asking everybody to become until we're able to find solutions.
The elders appealed to judicial officers and security agencies in the country to be responsible in the discharge of their duties so as not to worsen the already tense atmosphere in Rivers State, and urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to relent in intervening in the Rivers State crisis. Abaje Usokwe,
communique, which includes Governor Fubara reconciling with defecting lawmakers, was reached at the end of the marathon meeting with the president. The truce was initiated by President Bola Tinubu between the governor and his predecessor, as well as the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Wike. In a release communique after the closed-door meeting, key directives were issued to resolve the impasse in the state. This directive includes immediate withdrawal of court cases by Governor Fubara, dropping of impeachment proceedings against the governor, recognition of the House of Assembly leadership and reinstatement of benefits and autonomy for legislative activities, and the representation of the 2024 state budget. Additionally, the communique states that the names of resigned commissioners will be resubmitted for approval, and there is a clear rejection of caretaker committee for local governments. Meanwhile, the group known as Lawyers in Defense of Democracy is calling on the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court to investigate the alleged secret ex parte order issued by Justice Donatus Okonkwo, stopping the electoral body INEC from conducting fresh elections to fill the seats of lawmakers that defected to the All Progressive Congress. This is coming on the heels of the suspension by the 4 lawmakers of the 27 other lawmakers who defected, and an order by the Rivers State High Court ordering fresh elections to fill the vacancies left. The group of lawyers expressed concern that the Rivers State matter constituted an embarrassment to the courts. Joining us now is Robert Clark, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Great to have you on the show, sir. Let us go straight to the matter, sir. Is it right for people that defect to still get their seats back because a president ordered it, sir? Is it right for that to happen?
That question is very, very funny, because most of the problems we have in Nigeria today is that the right questions are never being asked when they should be asked. The question is, should the president or the vice president or whoever, is that the correct dictation he should give in the matter? That is not the matter before the court. Why should such a situation arise in Nigeria? That is the first question. What has given rise to a situation where a state will determine what goes on in Nigeria? Many things are wrong. I have always said it on this program, and I continue to say it, that this constitution we have today, the 1999 Constitution, is the cornerstone of our problems in every area of political life, especially in the area of election. When the Constitution restricts those who can come and be voted for or who can vote for, something must be wrong with that Constitution. And that Constitution also says, I grant to you all citizens fundamental human rights, freedom of everything. The only freedom I don't grant you is the right to be voted for, either by yourself or a political party. Why should you attach me to a political party when you know that these are the people today? Once they make politics something for them to eat, they are going to eat and scrub it, and nobody else will be allowed to even go near it. So the problem today is not what the president says, my dear. We've been hearing all this. Why should a governor, ask yourself, why should a governor go out at appeal and say they should break up the National Assembly? Does that show sanity? And you voted for such a person. If he had told you that, oh, my first act when I get into governance is to break down your, would you have voted for him? Look, many things are happening here. let us look. I'm not a Yoruba man, but the Yorubas have said, a man who has 2 legs that are broken from the ground is wobbling on his things. He's telling them that, can't you see, my problem is not from the top. My problem is from the down, 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 down. My advice is that, and they will not do it, because the people who are going to, my advice is to people to do it, are the people who will not do it, because they are the people enjoying it and who want these things to continue.
All right.
So please stop asking me, the governor said, it doesn't make sense. Everything in Edo State does not make sense. It does not make sense. Right from the top chiefs who claim they are doing 64th birthday for their governor.
Okay, so
it doesn't make sense to me.
So everything doesn't make sense. Does it now mean we should allow this slide? Because, like the Yorubas will say, Oti wawala chile. That means things had been damaged from the start. Should we now condone this? That all of a sudden, people that voluntarily defected and there was no division in their party, the president is just ordering now that they should be put back there, and we know what the Constitution says about it.
My good son, all the people who are listening to us this morning, most of them are not going to change anything, because they are either busy sleeping after taking party drinks. Look, the problem in Nigeria has to be done. Frontal. I said it once. Tell people like Afebalola, who have already made money from these politicians. They cannot deny it. Afebalola was Obasanjo's lawyer. They've made a lot of money. Let them come and call it payback day. Collect themselves. Afebalola, all my good friends there, Attorney General, let them come and sit down and say how they can totally amend this constitution in about 3 areas. Once you do those 3 areas in Nigeria today, I can assure you, you won't hear about any court cases. Number 1, local government. Number 2, election. Who can belong to a party? And why should a party be the dominant factor in elections in Nigeria? Once we can sift these 3 things, this country will move forward. If I, as Robert Clark, am a philanthropist, I help my area, and I want to contest local government election, and then you're asking me which political party do I belong to? And I bring along behind me all the people I've been helping for the past 350 days. Why should anybody grumble?
All right.
That is where the thing has got it.
It has gotten spoiled or it's bent. Thank you so much, Chief Clark, for your perspective this morning. But I'd like you to perhaps throw more light on the constitutional role of the president. There's been a debate following the meeting in Aso Villa yesterday between the president as an arbitrator between FCT Minister Wike and Governor Fubara. And some people have questioned what his constitutional role, or if he has a role to play, beyond specifics in terms of the decisions that were made. In this kind of, maybe I should ask, does the president have a constitutional role when it comes to subnational matters at this level? Or is it okay for him as president to sit in and adjudicate where necessary?
Look, there are too many questions. Your questions are pushing me back a bit. I'm an old man, so let me hang my back well. Which question really do you want me to answer?
So, constitutional role of the president in this matter, does he have a constitutional role?
The constitutional role of the president in all this fracas.
Yes, sir.
There should have been none. Because we were not expecting it, none has been provided for. The only constitution that allows the federal government to put its mouth in a local or this thing is during the First Republic, when a declaration of emergency was declared in West. If you find that from Delta State today, the infringement may become something bad, declare Delta State, call the National Assembly, tell them to declare Delta State a place where there is a constitutional crisis, and then appoint a commissioner or whatever, as we did during Majekodumi's time, and then we start afresh. All this running around Odongbo Duru. The president has no power. He knows that. The best legal brain cannot help him. You can't bring Robert Clark to come and change the law to enable the president to come and intervene. Under what constitutional provisions? So the law by itself, as of today, did not provide that there will be a problem in Delta State. The problem in Nigeria is that we all Nigerians, we are all crooks. All what we are running after today is power and money. Those two elements. And where do you get it in Nigeria? If only from politics. If you count down the 50 governors who have served Nigeria since 2000, ask them to come and show us their bank account. You will be shocked. Today, you will be shocked how many of them, how they have been able to produce thousands and billions. We have to ask ourselves, is politics in Nigeria meant only for politicians? Is politics in Nigeria meant only for politicians? Why cannot people like us, Robert Clark, contest an election without joining a political party? Why do we need a political party? This is the problem we have in Nigeria today. No other person can change it than these national people there. And they will not do it.
Okay.
Secondly,
yes,
local government. Yes, I'm listening.
Go ahead, sir. Finish up, sir.
Hello?
I said, go ahead, sir. Sir.
Secondly, the local government, when the creation of local government has been bastardized by the governors themselves, from a small cubicle of payment should be made to the when distributing local government, the state account, it should be paid first into the state account. They found a way out to create a situation where even if this money will invariably be transferred to local government, it will first go to the account of the state government. Then you see the manipulation starts. The local government will now set up a committee. The committee will be 4 to 3, you find. Their own members are there. This is how the money should be done. This is how. Whereas the recipients of the money are not, they are not enjoying it. Therefore, first, political parties, local government, and by the grace of God, if we can pass those two tests, allow our monies to be controlled by our own people, whom we are allowed to come in without going through a political party, or who through local government are not attached to the apron strings of the governor. We will make progress, you will see. By the grace of God, inshallah, we will make progress.
Okay. So, I asked earlier on a question, about the legitimacy of things, and you talked about the fact that why things are not working is because, yes, when you look at it deeply, our constitution is flawed, which is an argument you've constantly made. And I totally align with you on that, sir. I totally 100% agree with you that our constitution is flawed. But there is still a certain level that a governor must be able to assert himself as the chief officer of the state. Should the president try to make a deal when another person that is no longer governor but is a political godfather is trying to remove that assertive power of the governor? When this same president was hailed, when he was governor of Lagos, the way he stood up to President Olusegun Obasanjo then. So should the president, because it's a clear case of Governor Fubara trying to assert himself as the chief officer of the state, and the minister trying to undermine him because he's a political godfather. So should a president make a peace deal or tell the governor to assert himself when things like that happen? Let's answer this as devoid of the constitution. We know the constitution is flawed, like the Yoruba phrase, Oti Wolatile. But with this pre-existing format we have, should the president try to say, make peace with a minister when the governor should be asserting himself?
You see, I quite appreciate. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can't hear them. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I can hear you now.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. You were answering the question.
Now, what I'm saying is this.
Yes, sir.
You cannot, you are getting a problem that was created by the situation on ground. If all what I said are not on ground, the situation of godfatherism or no God will not arise. The situation of godfatherism have arisen because of what we have on ground, because we don't have independent candidates. If an independent candidate had won the local government election in Nigeria, will the governor call him and say, look, which party will discipline if he does not answer? Look, all these problems are being created by you, the press. Let me be honest with you. It's being created by the press. The question of independent candidate, if attached and fought well for, will not give rise to godfatherism. So let us try and start from that which is necessary for us to survive our, matters. What is godfatherism? Godfatherism still means a division has been created right from the beginning. No. Political parties create the divisions. We don't want them. We don't want them to be part of our life. If they want to be part of our life, let them go to the legislatures. Forget local government so that we can live in peace. Now we travel outside Nigeria. We see how local governments work this. We see metropolitan police. We see all these things. They do well. And for years and hundreds of years, they've been doing well. One day you disrupt that underlying wellness, you will see the trouble Nigeria is seeing. But they will not do so. Or they won't pay Oyinbo man will not today tell you that the commissioner, not from Westminster, will now phone the commissioner of police in Westminster and then start giving it instruction. It will not be possible. So the same thing, a governor who does not have any power in proposing or making anybody a legislative person will not have the power to control such a person. So please, please, stop playing this role of Godfather. Godfather has arisen because of all what we are saying. Why can you not cancel all what we are saying? Call yourselves together, call your legislators together. And make sure that the Nigerian Constitution is amended.
So what President Tinubu did, is it good in this regard? To be part of a deal that undermines the governor of a state? Is President Tinubu's actions even going ahead to say that let us, step aside the constitution in this matter, that those that defected should be made to lose their seats? Reverse it. Is what the President Tinubu did in this matter, is it good? Is his intervention good? Because I understand your point that yes, the constitution was not right from the start. But President Tinubu's intervention, a lot of people are saying too, it's not right. That let's call a spade a spade. That how can the constitution call the president call for a suspension of the constitution?
Where do they get their statement from? Why do you say that President Tinubu is not right? When the constitution says that if there's a breakdown of law and order, he can restore it back.
No,
Hasn't he got that right?
There was no defection.
Or from your own look.
There was a defection in the party.
You
there was a defection from the party where there was no matter of rancor within the party. And these lawmakers, they got a court order against them. And President Tinubu is saying reverse that court order.
Leave that to the lawyers. Leave that to the lawyers to determine what is distraction. It is you politicians and you, what do you call you people? You are creating the trouble in Nigeria.
We are doing our work,
distraction anyway. A governor who wakes up in the morning and the governor is told, oh, tomorrow, if you don't break down the wall, oh, some people are coming in with talks. So it's not the governor, it's the informants who came to tell him. Because that is the rule of law for them. So why do we have such a rule of law? Why do we have it? Look, we have to think. We people who are following these politicians, we are following them stupidly. But not stupidly because they are making money. They are making money because politics brings money to the politicians. If they don't have the money, if the governor is not going to give those who are breaking the wall some money, they won't go near it. Where is he getting the money for? Is it from his bank account? It's from government money. Who authorized him to go and demolish? You know, many things are wrong with Nigeria.
All right, Chief Clark, I mean...
Let us start from the...
In terms of authorization to demolish, authorization to demolish, as governor of the state, if he says, or he had said that based on the reports from civil engineers, the building had failed integrity tests, would that not be in his right as governor to authorize the demolition?
Look, a governor cannot wake up in the morning and call his utility man, go and break that door. The man will ask him, where's the authority of the local district? Where's the authority? We don't have such. Look, the problem is that we Nigerians, we have allowed the politicians to subdue us with money, and that money is what is killing none of us. That money is killing all the elders in Rivers State today. Those who are supporting this all money, don't listen to them. If tomorrow Wike brings 100,000 for them on another branch, they will all be figuring like finger fish.
All right, so sir,
we have the power as the people.
All right. So, and I'm glad we're coming to the role of the people now. I would like us to look at the best way forward. So we've identified the problem. You've talked about the Constitution, the 3 areas in the Constitution that can be, reviewed. But in the instance of River State, or the situation of River State, now a truce has been achieved following the intervention by the president, even though you have also said that the president does not have a constitutional role to play in this matter. Moving forward, how do we prevent such an incident from happening in other states of the country? We have seen a number of, perhaps setting aside the constitution in some states, Ondo State for instance, where the governor, despite not being able to come to Ondo State to act out his role,
you will always be getting, from every state, you will always be getting one reason.
So how do we prevent it? That's the question I'm asking you,
Then why not you politicians adjoin with you, you call yourselves, you are all tied to the apron strings of politicians.
Well, not exactly, sir, but in terms of moving forward.
Radios. You are all tied. The owner of your Arise Is he not a politician? He's a politician.
He's a journalist, sir. But I'd like you to talk about...
I have known him when he...
All right, I'd like you to talk about moving
he was
forward.
my aide.
Okay.
When I was... Listen to me. When I was in NRC, I was the sole counsel to the party and to Tommy Kimi. And he was one of the people who were aides also together with me to Tommy Kimi. They are politicians. I veered into politics partially. They veered into politics willfully. I stayed with my law practice, and today I'm happy. I am what I am in my law practice. All of them, all these people, Ebagbene and others, they are politicians. He's my good brother, he's my good son. So don't tell me he's not a politician, and you cannot say that to me. Everybody are putting all the politicians under there. Tomorrow when he gives a...
All right. Chief Clark, can you hear us?
Let the rich ones...
Okay. Your network was a bit of a challenge.
Let the people, if you want to see how you can do things, let the people annoyed with the way the governor has broken the wall. You cannot win anything from negativism.
All right,
you go and break the wall because you want to right a wrong. Hold on.
Quick question, sir. Quick question, sir. I'd like you to just make that, but just before, so I don't lose that question. The clarification between a willful politician and yourself, because you also went into politics. So, would you also categorize yourself as a politician and one of the Nigerians who are politicians and are motivated by money?
I was a lawyer. I was a lawyer to the politician. I told you, I was special counsel to Tommy Kimi in 1991 or 92. In the NRC days, I played my roles. All the former first governors in NRC, they know me well. So I was never a politician. Did you see me become minister? I never fied into politics.
Sir, as we speak today,
yes,
President Onduka is the proprietor of Arise TV. He has no political leaning, and Arise TV has got no political leaning as we speak today. So we're practicing full-on journalism here. No political leaning whatsoever. But I'll go back to your point, sir, and I'll use your phrase. If you keep saying that phrase, that leave, the waste for those that clean it up, which are the lawyers. The Yorubas also have a saying that what it means is that an elder is not in the market, cannot be in the market, and the head of a little child is tilting in a direction that is not good.
Market.
So
market for the past 20 years.
So you people, as the elders in society, is it not a call on you to defend the Constitution in this regard and speak to the Constitution? Yes, by speaking up for it, rather than saying, let's just allow everything go down the drain.
That's what
like
I'm
that.
asking. We people should now stand up. For instance, some of us seeing what is happening in Rivers State. Some of us seeing what is happening in Rivers State. We can call a rally in Rivers State and say, look, we want to have a rally. Such action should never occur. No governor has the right to be demolishing property of the common man, not built by their money. When we start from there, let us see what happens. You start it.
Why are you not condemning? Why are you not condemning the defection, sir? Why are you not condemning the defection? You are condemning Fubara, but you are not. Nothing is wrong with the defection. Nothing is wrong with the defection for you. That there was no problem in the party. Members defected, and they are still holding their seat.
I don't know of any defection.
Oh, so you don't know 27 members defected?
Any cognizance.
You don't know 27 members of the PDP defected to APC?
Nigeria. take up the fight of the common man. You are deciding to take side.
No, I'm just being objective here. I'm telling you to balance the
common
story.
Man, where the common man is being jettisoned to the corner, you won't talk. You are not speaking now as a journalist who is defending the interests of people like me and you. You are now trying to, fight for the oligarchies.
No, I'm not fighting for the oligarchy.
That's what you people are doing.
With due respect, sir, all I'm saying
you are fighting for the oligarchy.
All I'm saying, sir, is balance the story and please let us be objective here. You've condemned Fubara demolishing the House of Assembly. We don't support that too. But why don't you condemn the defection by the lawmakers when there is no problem in their political party? And why don't you ensure that the Constitution reigns supreme by saying that people that have defected when there is no division, that they should definitely lose their seats? And why are you not condemning President Tinubu for saying that those people should go back to their seats? It's against the Constitution. That's all I'm asking. It's balanced. I'm not fighting for any oligarchy. I'm fighting for Nigeria. Why don't you condemn that?
If you had listened to me properly, I said the problem here is with the Constitution. Why not jettison it? If you jettison it, will you have something to be talking about?
All right, sir.
If you jettison it, all these your arguments will not arise again. We will have a new constitution where all of us. Did you write the constitution?
So,
were you part of those?
But before we jettison it, are we not still going to use the pre-existing condition? Will it not reign supreme? So why
Which
can't
constitution?
The pre-existing
Which
one?
Constitution?
Before we jettison it, we have to use what is on ground.
I have been in constitutional programs in Nigeria for the past 50 years. I was Shakari's this thing. So don't teach me about constitution. So this is our 1999 constitution. Go and check. Has nothing to do with the people. All the people that Abacha collected and he wanted to use as a stepping stone are the same people he picked together and they formed the group and they formed the constitution.
Your points are valid, sir. Totally valid.
May I just ask, in terms of the constitution, perhaps it would be a good time to ask what your interpretation of Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution is with regards to defection.
I don't believe in this Constitution. Why do you keep asking me?
But that's what currently exists,
Look,
sir.
I said go and jettison the Constitution.
Well,
Walk to your members of the House. Have you tried it?
Until that happens, the Constitution
that
guides this nation
if you cannot,
is that Constitution. And so what you're going to take to the courts is this Constitution. And so as a lawyer, a senior advocate of Nigeria, I'm asking you your interpretation.
I am not going to go to court for anybody.
Based on this Constitution?
I am not going to court for anybody.
All right.
The violation of rights in a River State can be rectified by people of River State themselves. Let the big men in River State, let them come out, call a rally, tell the people that we cannot continue to live when the properties of the state is being broken down by politicians. Let us find something to do. Rather than shouting on one person outside who should have taken, let the people themselves come out.
All right.
I gave you an example. It happened during Shagari's time.